Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so excuse me. Today we're going to do another movie review. Okay, so this time we're going to look at two different versions of the action adaptation of City Hunter. So there's one they did in 1993 and another that came out around 2024. So like I said, this is a live action adaptation of a popular anime series, which itself was originally a manga by to Hojo. The source material has also been the subject of a live action TV series in 2011. Basically, Ryo Seba is a fun loving girl chasing renegade detective who teams up with Kaori, the sister of his murdered partner, and they team up to fight crime. So, first, we'll start with the 1993 version. This was directed by Wang Jing. It was starring Jackie Chan, Joey Wan, and Komiko Goto. So Ryo and his assistant are hired to find the runaway daughter of a rich businessman, and through a series of misunderstandings and coincidences, Ryo, Corey, and the girl end up on a cruise ship along with a group of terrorists, and hijinks ensue. So the camp is turned all the way up with this movie. So there's lots of people making silly faces, and there's cartoon sound effects. The plot is thin, but it is serviceable, although a lot of logic is set aside for the sake of comedy. At some point early in the film, there's a big musical number for some unknown reason. At another point, Jackie's character hallucinates himself and his opponents as characters from the Street Fighter video games. It's basically trying to be a live action version of the anime, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. There's some dumb stunts and some okay-ish gunplay. Pretty good hand-to-hand combat, although some scenes work better than others. It's fun, although it's not up to the standards of other Jackie Chan movies. The other actors are fine, but it's all pretty much Jackie's show. And while he's his usual likable self, he comes close to playing Ryo as a buffoon rather than an actual character, and it's less Jackie acting and more of him just sort of mugging his way through the film. Okay, so now for the 2024 version, sorry, excuse me, this one is directed by Yuichi Sato, starring Ryohei Suzuki, um, Masato Morita, and Ayami Masaki. So here Rail teams up with the sister again of his murdered partner, who was a former police officer, to get to the bottom of his death. And there seems to be an illegal drug circulating in Tokyo that's been driving people crazy and causing them to commit violent crimes and then die. And then somehow a runaway young girl is connected to this, and Ryo and Kaori try to find her, and this leads to a criminal conspiracy that's deeper than anyone realized. Okay, so the plot here is pretty straightforward. It's not terribly complex. It mostly moves from point A to point B without much nuance, and it's not always logical. There could have been some more development. This version leans into the idea that Ryo is somehow a pervert or at least oversexed, and there's scenes of him either leering at or chasing girls and having a porn collection, and somehow he's a male stripper. The leads in City Hunter 2024 are actually quite charming leads. So Suzuki and Morita seem to have nice chemistry. Although I think the script isn't the best, I think some of the humor might have been lost in translation. And overall, the plot, while not bad, is a bit cliched and average at best. Having said that, it's well shot, although the movie is kind of mad to the second half. The pace picks up then, and the action scenes are more visually interesting and quick pace, although a little over the top. So, of the two, I'd say the 93 version is campier, but it's also ultimately more effective action scenes. The 2024 version has more gravity as a story, it's less cartoony, and it tries to have some serious moments. The 93 version addresses Royal being a perv, but does it more in an innocent way. So Jackie doesn't hit on women as much as he sort of dreams about them. There's more cartoony approach to the sexuality here. In the 2024 version, Real seems to have a porn collection, although he does seem to be an actual ladies' man. And in both movies, a lot of humor is about leering at women. And I'll say this, while it's harmless and silly in a cartoon, it sometimes comes across as weird and creepy with live action people. Both, interestingly enough, do have a plot that starts with Real and Corey searching for a missing girl. The 93 version is trying to be a live action cartoon, while the 2024 version is more of an action comedy film that happens to be inspired by a manga anime, if that makes any sense. I'd say another difference is that the 2024 version pauses a couple of times for a serious scene or two, while there's nothing serious in the 93 version. So, to wrap it up, of the two, the 93 version is sillier, but it's probably more entertaining by default, even though it's kind of a mess as an overall film. Although half the gags don't land, the nonstop nature of them ensures that at least some of them do. And the 2024 version is more coherent and it's darker both thematically and visually. However, of course, it does have its own style of absurdist humor. Both movies deal with the lead character's oversex nature, although the 93 version, like I said before, is a little bit more innocent about it. I'd say both films are entertaining in their own way, but I give the edge to the 93 version. Okay, so that's basically it. I got to thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. And everybody have a great day. Thanks. What the hell? What the hell? There we go.